Hey everybody, welcome to Phone Radio. We're here live in New Bedford, Massachusetts. And sorry about the intro, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime type broadcast. It just came on live at the last minute. Didn't have really a chance to set up. But if you could hear, people are getting ready for the show. We're getting in calls now. And today I want to talk a little bit about creepy stories. Come on, who has a creepy story to share? If you're listening to this podcast right now, invite yourself on Facebook to say, hey, look at our
You said
podcast. Come look at my podcast. It's called Creepy. And you can see the link on my Facebook page. Click that link and come and chat with us. So what we're going to do is, I really want to know everybody's creepy story. So if you have a creepy story, let's go. Chat with me. Tell me what's going on. Like, what really happened in your life that scarred you for life? I mean, it had to,
Not anything.
something, we don't want Bill Cosby molestation. We're talking about paranormal New England. We're talking about, you just know that there's something out of this world about it. And I'm not talking about, Louis Anderson. We all know he's an alien. So we're talking about other things, We're doing other things. So, let's go. For an example, I guess I'll start. Creepy stories. I remember when I was a kid, I went to a Catholic school, St. Mary's in Rhode Island. And my little sister started attending the same school as I. And I was an altar boy and all this good stuff back then for the Catholic Church. And my sister wanted to see the cross in the back of the church. So one day I said, okay, after school I'll take you into the church and I'll show you the cross with, Jesus being crucified in the back. It was really realistic. And it was one of the churches, what the church is known for, really. It's what I remember about St. Mary's the most. So we go into St. Mary's through the side door after school one day. It was about 2:30 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock. And we go into the back of the place. The place is empty. I go into the back of the church where the priest usually is, and I made sure that nobody was there. And fair enough, it was empty. So my sister is in the back of the church looking at this creepy statue as it is of Jesus being crucified. And I turn around and I look at the altar and I see this black figure standing at the podium. And at first I said, well, it must be the priest. But I couldn't see no face. There was no head. It was just black. So I turned around and I said to my sister, I said, come on, Lorena, let's get out of here. So I grabbed her and we started walking out of the building as fast as I could because that just freaked me out. And while we're doing that, the pews, and if you're not familiar with
Did you have to walk by the black figure?
Well, we had to walk towards the black figure to get out of the side door.
And did Rita see it too?
I'm not sure if Rena seen it, but she did see the benches shaking. The pew started shaking, and the pew is where you sit in the church for you non-Catholics. And or if you do a fought in church, you sit in your own pew. But that's besides the point. But for you non-Catholics, the pew is the bench that you sit when you pray, and you kneel and you stand, and all that other stuff. They started rumbling, shaking. And when that happened, something grabbed my sister by the hair and dragged her back towards the other end of the church. And I had to stop, turn around, grab her, pick her up, and run towards the door. And when I ran towards the side door, the door slammed shut. Boom. And I couldn't open it. I had actually kicked the door open. And I believe that might have been the last time I went into that church. And that freaked me out. It freaked me out.
Did your great grandfather help build that church?
Yeah, I know. My great-grandfather helped build the church. Yep. Maybe it was him playing some kind of practical joke on us. Yeah, you want to come to church, huh, when nobody's here? I'm going to shake, rattle, and roll your ass out of here, boy.
Well, you know what? That sounds very traumatic.
Well, maybe that's why I'm not Catholic. I don't know.
It sounds like it's, could be like a creepy movie scene.
Maybe. So, what about you? What kind of story do you have, Lori? What's the creepiest thing that happened to you in your
I've had
life.
a lot of creepy things happen in my life.
Well, share the most, like, if you had a lot of stuff, share the most, let's say three. Three of the creepiest stories in detail. Give us something to go on.
But you said no Bill Cosby stories, right?
No Bill Cosby, no sexual molestations with the actors or famous producers or stuff like that. You know. This is a serious broadcast. We're talking about ghosts.
Alright. Well, first thing that comes to my mind, even though I said I had quite a few abnormal experiences, is the creature.
The creature. Can you elaborate on the creature?
Well, I don't know what it was. We made up a name for it or whatever. Anyway, I worked at Extramont. I was a manager there. So I would have to go in if there were issues, blah, 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 blah. There was this guy, Larry, working, and Larry was a real cool guy, but he was a few beers short of a six-pack, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he would get very agitated when things go wrong, and they'd have to change something, and you'd have to go calm him down. Anyway, the register broke, and he's getting all nervous because he's getting a lot of customers, and he gets the drunk people and everything. He's a third shift. Just idiots, all the idiots. Anyway, he calls me, says the register's broke. I have to come down. I hear him getting agitated, I leave. Get dressed, leave. It's about, it's after 2 a.m., I know that. But not too much after.
And how far is your house from the store?
Oh, goodness, so like a block.
A block away, okay. Is it like a straight block? You have to go into like a turn, or just straight ahead.
Straight ahead.
So you can see your destination as soon as you leave your house.
The other way, but I went straight.
Straight. Yep. Okay.
I could see my work outside. If I stood outside and looked down the street.
Yep.
I could see it.
Okay, so you're pretty close by. So you walk into work
Get dressed, get out of bed, half asleep, go outside. I remember the weather it wasn't hot and it wasn't snow or nothing like that. It was a nice night.
What time of the season was it? Was it summer, fall?
I really don't remember. I would have to say summerish or early fall or maybe late spring.
Okay.
I know it wasn't winter. Anyway, I crossed the street, Newport Avenue, which is a major street too. But it was quiet because it was that late. And that's why I remember thinking, well, I didn't think this yet until after I saw the creature. But I remember thinking, well, clothes are already out. These must be the last stragglers or something. So it was late. I'm walking. Walked a few steps, half a block maybe. Almost there. Just in my own thoughts, thinking about, oh, I'm going to fix the register, blah, 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 Larry being stressed out. And I hear kind of walking sound. And it didn't sound like a human footsteps. It sounded like hooves almost.
Like a horse galloping.
Kind of.
And gallop.
Not as fast. Slower, like.
Okay, so like a slower horse walk, like leading the horse to the barn type thing.
Yep.
Okay. And there's no farms around you at this time, right? I mean, there's no like.
No, I'm in like the city area.
City.
Kinda.
This is all in like a city area,
Basically,
like a
yeah. This is in
main
Farmville.
boulevard or main road.
Yep.
Okay.
But quiet because it's very late.
Okay.
And I look up, and the feeling that I had was I just can't explain it because I didn't know what I was looking at.
What did you see?
It looked like, I can only describe it as some type of camel-ish, llama-ish, but different. It was intelligent. I could tell it was intelligent just by the way it was looking around. Like, where can I go?
Like walking on 4 legs down the.
Walking on 2 legs.
2 legs. You saw a llama walking upright like a human being.
Not a llama-looking like creature. And I heard like hoof walking.
And what do you do at this point? I mean, did you say, "Hey"?
No, I was terrified. I was like, it was like, I was blinking my eyes, boom, to see if I was seeing right.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just kept walking. I didn't know what to do.
You kept walking towards the creature?
It was on the other side of the street.
I would have turned around and started walking another direction.
No, then I would have been going the same direction as the creature, and he would have jumped on my back or got me. I don't want my back to that thing.
So you're going to go towards it more. Okay, that's good that you went towards it
Because
more.
I'm going towards the store where.
Did you have a phone? Did you have a phone at the time where you could take a picture of this? Or did you have any kind of?
No, it wasn't cell phone-ish times then, really.
Oh. So you see this creature walking on the opposite side of the street. Does it see you?
I believe it does.
It sees
I
you.
believe it does because it started looking around like somebody sees me. Where can I go? Where can I go?
Like it panicked.
And it started walking faster.
Like, oh my God, I shouldn't have been seen.
Exactly.
And what happened?
It dashed off. It went to the closest house it could find that had like a back, and it went to the back of that house, in the backyard. And where it went from there, I'm not sure. Because I went into the store, ran into the store, and said, Larry, I just saw a creature. Now, Larry didn't really pay any attention to me because he's all stressed out because of the thing. And you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I had to fix the register now.
So you see this creature, and now you're fixing the register, and you have to pretend that everything is normal. And I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I would, like I said, I'll walk the other way, or I would go into this backyard, or 2 o'clock in the morning, knock on these people's door, and say, "Listen, you had a camel creature going in. I don't. They'll probably shoot me. Think I'm crazy. So I don't know.
Standing on 2 feet, it did have 2 arms, but they were kind of like, you know, like a T-Rex's arms.
Yeah, like
Sort of
short.
like that, but not as short. You know, how
And was it
thick
dressed?
and
Was it
short.
wearing? Was it furry? Was it had clothes on? Was it?
I don't remember if it had a fur. It was a thick fur. I was even thinking, you know how many thoughts went through my head? I was thinking, is that somebody with a costume on? It's not Halloween. So I know it wasn't like Halloween time.
Well, even if it was Halloween, were they still doing trick or treating at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning on a main city road?
It wasn't even Halloween time. It was nowhere near it.
And that is pretty creepy. That is strange. And what year did this take place in?
Oh my goodness. The 90s.
In the 90s.
Oh no, it could have been 2000.
2000s, yep. Well, everybody who's listening to this broadcast now, let me tell you, if you're from the New England area, we're broadcasting live from New Bedford, Massachusetts, where the weather is 38 degrees, and hopefully it'll start getting warmer. We'll see. But right now it's kind of cold out there, so bundle up if you're going out. And, we are live from New Bedford, and this story took place in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Am I correct?
Yep.
So, Pawtucket, Rhode Island people
Newport
on
Avenue.
Newport Avenue. If anybody's ever seen anything like that before, on Newport Avenue in New England or wherever you're listening from, if you're listening across the world, you listen in Canada, you listen in anywhere, let us know if you've ever seen this creature before, if you know anything about this kind of creature. I never heard of like a llama-looking animal that would be. Is it called bipedal when you walk on 2 feet? I believe it is. Walking on 2 feet. There you go. So, if you guys know anything about this, let me know. I'm curious. And that was a creepy story. Now, you said you have a few of them. I'm interested in seeing what...
Well, Newport Avenue, several creepy things happened. I mean, a couple of the smaller things, like my daughter, for instance, her room was on the second floor of the house.
Okay.
We lived in, and if she looked out her bedroom window, she got a clear view of Newport Avenue. She could see up the street from where I worked and stuff like that. So one night, she looks out the window, and there's this man standing in the middle of the street, just staring up at the window.
And like right
not
next,
moving.
like how far away in the distance, if you would say? I mean, is it maybe he's looking out at something in the sky? Maybe he sees a plane. It's in the middle of the night, you say?
It's in the middle of the night.
And what time is it?
It's about 2 a.m.,
2 a.m.
around
again.
Kind of time
That's
again.
odd.
Yeah,
And
right in the middle of the street. I mean, there were no cars coming. If it was in the middle of the daytime, then it'd be busy. You wouldn't be able to stand like that.
well, maybe he was like just a regular bystander, and he was
standing like where our cat got hit by a car that time. Romeo, the best cat you would ever want to know.
Well, I didn't have the pleasure. Well, I knew Romeo a little bit, but I really don't know where he got hit by a car or any of that.
Well, it was around the area that the man was standing, staring up at the
Is that
window.
towards your work, the Extramont, or
No,
was that
only.
closer towards the house?
In between the two. Closer more to the house than the store.
Okay.
Not too far away.
Now,
from
could it
the
be
house.
possible he was just a guy going out for his morning coffee or something like that for Extramont and walking home and he sees the moon and he's like, oh, look at that moon. Oh, maybe he...
Not the way he was standing there like that, like Jason.
Oh, well, maybe your daughter freaked him out. Maybe your daughter went to the window, looked out, and he's seen somebody looking in the window far away, and he's like, oh my God, there's a woman in that window staring at me at 2 o'clock in the morning. And you're both looking at each other like creeped out.
No, that's not the feeling Tisha got.
Well,
And that's not the feeling I get about it either.
that is kind of creepy, but I mean, I'm
And the
kind of skeptical about the man because, you know, that could be someone that's just out late at night and he just happens to see another person staring at him from a window up the road at 2 o'clock in the
He
morning.
might
And,
have pointed too, I don't know.
yeah,
I have to
maybe.
ask her that, if he pointed. Because if he did, that makes it all the more...
If he pointed, that's even more, you know. Unless he did his like a thumbs up thing, hey, how you doing? You know. But if it did something like ET or whatever, no, I don't think that's really great. No, not at all. And you mentioned a wolf. I have a wolf story too, by the way. I mean,
there was a time that me and, I believe it was Marina, we went to Yoda's house when she lived in the condos on the other end of Newport Ave. We're walking home, and it's, again, a late time. I didn't mind walking around there as I knew everybody in the whole area. So, I felt pretty safe. But anyway, I was walking home with her. We're walking kind of briskly. And then I remember we were across the street from Slater Park, on the other side of the street.
You get cigarettes over there.
No.
Pretty nice there.
we are live broadcasting from New Bedford, Massachusetts. Again, we're talking about creepy stories, and we're talking about Newport Avenue in Pawtucket, and we were just in the middle of saying that Lori and her daughter was walking, a different daughter, was walking to back to their house, and they see a canine, you said, across the street?
Yeah, but it wasn't a regular dog. It was either a coyote or a wolf or whatever, and it was just laying there looking at us. And it just felt so creepy walking by it. We had no choice. We didn't see it until we were right there on it, basically.
Well, I think me as a
And
person,
it just
if
laid
I was
there
walking down
looking.
the street, no matter what, if I was walking down the road and I seen a dog or I seen like a big dog like that, I would probably get nervous anyway, no matter what kind of dog it is, because I don't know whose dog this is, what kind of, if it's vicious, if it broke out of its master's cage, if it was abused and it's going to attack me. So I never like to walk by stray animals without some kind of leash on them or without an owner.
I had a little ankle biter bite me
Yeah.
on the leash.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, I got one of those too.
When I said to Lynn, your dog bit me. You shouldn't do anything. Took her dog and walked away.
No, that's this. Hey,
Is on the stairs.
we're broadcasting live again from New Bedford, Massachusetts, where I just got my lighter back that was missing for a couple of minutes, and it was down the stairs. Justin says, "You all know Justin, my brother. He did a podcast with me. If you haven't listened to it, it's called Bull Crap and Slap Trap. Go and listen to it now." Justin.
Yes.
Justin, you are the man of the hour now, you know.
I don't know what that means.
It means that you are the man of the hour. I want to get you on the show again for a while. I want to know your creepy story, first of all. And I understand that you got some reviews for us.
Well, I can't really think of any creepy stories. I can think of things that I have very vague memories of, because they were so long ago.
Give us vague memories, bud.
Well, the thing that's most recent that I most remember, but even still, or like I don't remember why I was walking in the woods. I used to go on the Slater Park bike path that's along, for those who don't know.
Slater Park, that's on Newport Avenue, isn't it?
It is on Newport Avenue,
In Pawtucket.
in Pawtucket.
See? We put Avenue.
and there's long. I don't know how long. A couple miles,
It's been fighting grounds. for
Maybe.
years.
but there's a long bike path that goes through the woods in the back, and it was late. It must have been like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Another 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's that same time. I see
Mhm.
a pattern coming up here, you know?
So
Well-
hours.
Everybody that's listening, if you're a ghost hunter, a paranormal hunter, go to Newport Avenue between 2 and 3 a.m., supposedly. It's Slater Park area.
Take a walk from
Just-
one end to the other.
Just take a walk from one end to the other and tell me what you see. So go ahead, Justin. We're walking the path, the bike
Walk
path
to
at
Slater
night
Park if you're
at
brave.
2 o'clock in the morning. Now we're going through a park, so I'm talking about, is this path lit?
It's not lit. There's no lights or anything back there at this
Only the
time.
tennis
So-
courts are lit.
The tennis courts are lit throughout the night, but that's not in the bike path. I mean,
So-
I guess it's at the very start of it, but if you
You're
walk,
relying on the moonlight to guide you pretty
yes, which
Yeah.
I could see actually. It wasn't that dark. Like there are parts where it kind of enclosed by trees, but for the most part, it's relatively open, so you do get the skylight.
much. Okay, and it's just a path next to you. What's in around you? So you said there's woods on both sides of you?
Yeah, yes. Well, at certain points there isn't. At certain points there might be a little clearing, or there might be the river that goes through there.
Okay, there's
Well,
a river,
little-
lake,
It's a river, right?
Yeah.
river. Okay.
So, I guess it's a lake because it's not running. So yeah, I guess it's a lake.
Okay.
What's that water in Slater Park, Dave? River, lake, pond, pond?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's part of the 10 Mile River.
10-mile river. Okay, so you're walking this 10-mile river.
Along a concrete, bike path with just like maybe a little crappy wooden fence on my left hand side and right hand side. So I'm walking and I just have this really weird, eerie feeling.
Yeah.
I usually walk through there all the time. It just one particular day, it just felt really weird, and I kept hearing rattling all around me, and like looking around and seeing like the edge of the tree, bushes and stuff rattling, like something had just been there and ran away quick.
Like some kind of deer or wild animal or something.
It seemed smaller than that though. It didn't seem
Rabbit.
big, and I kept hearing like squeaking, like glass squeaking, but it was almost like,
Like
but not like
Could it be like mice?
bigger than that though.
Like-
And then I kept seeing things on the corner of my eyes throughout the walk, and the further and further I got. And then I got to a certain point where I was
Wait, now you alone at this time?
I was completely alone.
Alone.
Yes. And
That's very creepy.
when I was walking, I got to a point where I started just walking a lot faster because the noises
made
and stuff
you
started
think
picking
like
up,
kids
and
at
then
that
it
point.
started from being one thing that I felt like I kept hearing something like almost like trailing me in the woods or staying adjacent to me, but in the trees, and then just like running off and coming back, and then I started hearing
Teasing
it
you.
on the other side at the same
Giggling.
time. So then it didn't. At that point in my head, whatever I was paranoid about being there,
Well, you know
there
what
was
comes.
there was more than one now.
Now you know what comes to mind when you're telling the story?
Well,
Pug Wudgies. You familiar with a Pug Wudgie? No? Pug Wudgie were little creatures that were friends with people, humans, and the Native Americans. And one day they turned on us, and now they're mischief little creatures like elves that live in the
Okay.
woods. And they're supposed to haunt the pot and like the. Are you familiar with the Bridgewater Triangle?
I am not.
You're not. Bridgewater Triangle is supposed to be a haunted triangle, reaching from New Bedford, Seekonk, Massachusetts,
Oh, that's where the forest
Bridgewater.
is.
Yeah, that's where the forest is in that swamp. It's called. What was the name of that swamp, guys? If you're listening from New England, you know what I'm talking about. Wampanoag Swamp. With the Wampanoag. Yep.
Oh, the
From the Wampanoag,
Bamboo.
yeah, from the Wampanoag Indians, and they say that there are Pug Wudgies, and that swamp is haunted to a lot of paranormal activity.
Well, the in this particular instance, from memory serves, they weren't that small. Like they weren't like Indian in the cupboard size. Like really,
No,
they
Pug
weren't- they were
Wudgies-
bigger than mice. Like
Pug
they were,
Wudgies
they're
would
like at
be-
least 2 feet tall.
Yes,
you know
Pug
what I mean?
Wudgies are thought to be like 2 feet tall.
They're like penguin size
Yeah.
almost.
Yep.
Yeah. But then it got to a point where I did start seeing like stuff in the corner of my eye really quick and seeing like things moving.
Now, when
in
you
the
looked at the
trees.
corner of your eye, what was your
And the noises
brain-
that I was hearing became not paranoia. It came to the point where I was walking towards the end of the bike path, and it got louder and louder and louder. Like it was definitely something in the trees next to me.
Well, now,
Whatever it was.
when you seen out of your peripheral vision, what did it look like out of your peripheral vision?
It looked like a tiny, skinny little leg going in, like
Like
a
a little-
human leg.
little
but
human
like a
leg.
naked, like silver human leg.
Silver leg.
But like it was like it was dark, so
Right.
it was like
Like a little alien or something.
yeah, it's what it seemed like.
That is odd.
And it was
So what
it got to
happened?
the point to where I just started like basically running,
Yep.
and then I just got to the end, the part where it splits off and goes out of the bike path, and you can leave and go onto Newport Ave, and I just went
To
that way.
me, it seems like whatever it was,
And that was it.
purposely
And
trying
that was
to
it.
tease you was laughing at first, and then it got worse and worse.
It got to the point to
And
where
the end was like, "Hee-haw."
it went from paranoid, weird, like did I see something or didn't I, to the point where there was definitely something there, like.
I'd be terrified.
Oh, I don't. I think that might be the creepiest story that I heard tonight because one, you were alone,
I was alone.
but you were on a main road with houses next to you. Justin was in a park with woods on his left, a river or a lake on his right. Where's he gonna go? He has nowhere to go but straight
No, that's terrifying.
into the dock beyond.
And it
the
didn't start
moonlight.
happening. I felt fine until I was already a good, 25, 30 minutes walking. So it's
Yeah.
not like I could just turn
because
around.
once you get right off that bike path, it's still creepy. It's all quiet around there.
Yeah. So and he still has to make his way out.
Well,
of
I
his
wasn't
park,
going. I wasn't
so-
coming out where Slater
It's
Park
the
is.
other part.
And he
going
was
out
being
the other
chased.
end. I walked all the way to the end of the lake,
Shell area.
like past it, like towards past Beverage
Oh,
Hill,
yeah,
like
yeah,
where
way
the Max
down in
Reed
Ferris Ave.
Max Reed baseball fields are, like way down there.
But like Lorena and I, he was being chased by something, it seems. But we only had a smaller distance to get out of the church. He had a longer distance to go, in an open area and
Do
not
you
much
have
to
any
do.
ideas what you think? You think his sounds like pug wedgies?
Maybe it doesn't sound like pug wedgies to me, or
Might sound
the
like
lady.
anything.
Well, honestly, though,
Yeah.
even being cynical about things of that nature, even with that mindset now, there's no way that something did. If you'd have told me that there was little kids that were sneaking out playing Manhunt and messing with me or something, maybe I understand that. But there was definitely something that happened.
Little
'Cause-
kids that little at
no.
that time.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Or a bunch of Schmeagles.
It's Schmeagol. So,
Kind of like his. If you saw Gollum from Lord of the Rings,
oh, he was following.
if it
a whole
was
bunch of
him,
goblins.
it was almost like Gollum's, but except they didn't have that voice, that
And it-
phlegmy demon
But they were
voice.
laughing. You said, right? How did the laugh sound?
It just sounded like squeaking almost, but not squeaking.
I'm thinking maybe a rabbit or some kind of rodent. Maybe the family was just chasing you, playing through the woods.
But they were big, way bigger than that, and it was definitely like two-legged. It wasn't a four-legged creature.
And it was more than one.
two-legged. Oh, that gets you.
Maybe it was a bunch of baby my creatures.
Bunch of baby llama drama things, huh?
What's the llama drama?
And another quick story, really quick, because I don't really remember it, but
Yeah.
I definitely remember it vaguely, is seeing like a big white monkey thing in the backyard of our house.
Oh, I remember that.
A white monkey.
And I thought I was crazy because I seen it. I was inside the house and I seen it walk by because our door that led to our backyard.
Well, I got a very important question to ask you then.
What?
Are you racist?
What race are we talking about?
What
Well, you say you got to find a white monkey. We want to make sure you're not against white people, right?
It was like a gorilla, almost. It looked like Bigfoot, but if he
Like
was
a
like
white
albino
gorilla.
Bigfoot, it looked like a big Sasquatch or a big abominable snowman. But it wasn't winter, and it was in our backyard, like walking.
What's
And then I seen it go by the
Rosella?
window. What?
Rosella?
Yeah. I seen it go by a window, and then I went and looked at the other window, like thinking I must have just been seeing things. And then I seen it walking again. I was like, nope, it's definitely something weird, some big furry gorilla thing.
See?
But
At
that
2
was
feet?
They are
Yeah,
things out
walking
there.
like-
My thing was walking too,
So you got
and I heard.
But my memory now of what I seen was literally the cliche. What you think of like a yeti is
so you
what
got
I seen.
Bigfoot in
Big
I guess.
on.
What's the
Kentucky,
difference
Rhode
between a Bigfoot or a yeti?
They
or
just
a,
come from different places. Yetis come from like
He
the
looked like
Arctic.
he looked like a polar bear version of a Bigfoot. Like he was white.
We had another
all
Bigfoot
white.
story.
That is odd too. You have a Bigfoot story?
No, not like his.
Oh. What about you, Dave? You have anything you want to share with us?
No, not really.
No. What do you think about all this nonsense?
Hey, everybody sees what they see.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's why we do this podcast, because we want to know what you see, and I really am interested in your creepy stories. Please leave comments on the
Or maybe we're
website.
just weirdos.
We could
Maybe we
be.
have genes that are like we're more susceptible to stuff like that or something.
If you like this conversation, you
Or
like
we
this
have
kind of
wild
thing,
imaginations.
leave a comment on my
And when we
webpage,
get
on my
scared or
Facebook.
paranoid or something,
Let me know
then
that you heard the
our
podcast, that you
imagination
like
runs
it.
wild.
Maybe, I really wanna
And
be
let me know
scared.
your scary stories. I really want to know your creepy stories, guys. Come on. Let's go. Let's do this. All right. With that being said, Justin, I understand you have some reviews lately that you've been checking out. I want to know what you think about them. We're talking about movies, and we're going to be talking about video games. You can start off whatever you feel you want to talk about first.
Well, I'll have to say goodnight then, because I'm not talking about them subject.
No. Well, good night. Thank you for joining us with the creepy stories.
Call me again
But now, Justin, what
another time.
No, we will. Thank you, Lori. Now, what do you got to
Bye.
share for us?
Well, I'm a huge movie guy. I watch movies all the time. As of late, there aren't really that many movies that put a twinkle in my eye, so to speak. I think, Thor Ragnarok was pretty good, but it's a Marvel movie, so you know what to expect when you go into any of those movies. It's not really something to take home with you. It's just a good... I would like to have seen it in theaters, but either way, as of 2017, Get Out was pretty good, but even now it's pretty old. Most people know that already. I know the movie... what is it called?
Don't ask
Well, anyway, that's why I've been mainly playing games a lot more as of late.
Well, as we talked about before we go into games, I want to say that I did get a chance to review a movie this week with Hugh Jackman, and he plays. It's about Barnum and Bailey Circus, and he plays Barnum, and it's called World's Greatest Showman. It's a musical, and I recommend it. High marks for me. Out of 5 stars, I give it a 5 stars. It's a great date movie. It's a great fun movie. Go see it. Get nostalgia from the whole Ringling Brothers thing. It's very sad that it's gone now, and a lot of people see it in different ways, of course, because of the animals. But I don't believe that the animals were really treated horribly. I think they were safer in the circus than they would be out in the wild or in a zoo. To be honest with you, and they're much more fun. But animal activists, people would disagree with me, and that's fine. Everybody has their own opinions. But, when you see this movie, it will bring you back to Barnum's days, and you can see what he went through to build the circus and how it came to be. And it's really great. Hugh Jackman does a great job playing the part. Go see it. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. If you did see it, go see it again, because that's how good it was. Video games, Justin. What you been playing?
I was gonna say I have actually been watching a lot of things on Netflix and on other streaming services,
Okay.
mainly shows and mini series, if you will,
Me. Okay.
that I think are pretty good. I've just started this show called Ozarks that I really never heard of it. Stars Jason Bateman, and I believe he produced and co-wrote as well, and maybe directs.
That's the one that you said is like Twilight Zone.
No. This show is basically it's about a guy who is a money launderer for a Mexican drug cartel. But without getting into spoilers, some things happen where he gets into some shit.
Sounds
And,
like a little like a Breaking Bad type storyline.
It kind of is like Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
except the difference is Walter White slowly kind of went evil.
Yeah.
And in this case, he's not. He remains practical and smart the whole time.
Okay.
He's just doing bad shit,
Uh-huh.
but he's not doing anything bad. He's just getting money and buying businesses and hiding the money that people are pouring onto him. There's none of the actual drug trade or anything that he's doing. He's just an accountant guy.
And this,
But there are other people in the show. That does take place in the show, so
Yep.
that it is kind of like Breaking Bad. It's just the main characters are very different.
and Ian, if you're into Breaking Bad, folks, there is a good show on. It's called Better Call Saul. It's been on for a few seasons now. It hasn't started its new season yet up, so you can catch up on it. Better Call Saul. And the show that you're talking about was called again?
Ozarks.
Ozarks and Ozarks. Try check those out if you're interested.
And I feel like goes without saying, but if you haven't already been told to watch the show Narcos, then definitely highly recommend that show.
And what's the synopsis of that?
It's almost time for Walking Dead.
Yep, and Walking Dead is going to be returning soon. That is true. Yep.
Narcos is basically the story of Pablo Escobar and how they tracked him down and how he rose to be the richest guy in the world.
Okay.
And there's a lot of stuff I didn't know, but I looked into it afterwards.
Is
and
it
it's all
more
very,
it's
very
a show or a
accurate.
documentary?
It's a show,
Okay.
but it's more of a mini series because there's only 2 seasons. Well, I believe there's 3 seasons actually, but it's highly accurate. They actually use the real places where this stuff happened
Okay.
as film locations, and they show you real pictures of the actual, like. I mean, I guess this is not really a spoiler because anyone that knows anything about Pablo Escobar would know he's not alive. So, yeah, but they'll show you. They filmed that whole thing like right where it happened, and it's just a very, very good show.
Okay.
And you learn some stuff.
Hey, you know what I've been watching too on television? Speaking about television still, I've been watching a show called The Curse of Oak Island. Now, I know people are going to be saying to me, oh my God, Mike, where you been? Curse of Oak Island, that's been out for like what? 2-3 years now, something like that, right?
Yeah.
But I just started watching it, and I got to say that it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. If you never watched Curse of Oak Island, I suggest you give that a look too, because it really is pretty cool. It might be. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. You know, if you have Comcast for your cable company, just ask Comcast on demand for Curse of Oak Island, and they have all the episodes right there for your enjoyment.
Did they find the treasure?
We don't know, and we're not going to talk about if they find any kind of treasure because we're live on broadcast, and they're not going to watch Curse of Oak Island if we know if they found a treasure or not.
Why not?
Anyway, any other shows you want to recommend, Justin, or you want to get into video games? Because I understand.
Black Mirror is also really good, but everyone knows that. It's you guys might not know about it, but most people are aware that it's popular already. It's basically, I like to think of it as the Twilight Zone, but more futuristic with technology. Like every episode is its own short episode. You don't have to. It's not a show you can watch
Tales from the
in
Crypt.
what's the word I'm looking for? Analytically or whatever.
Okay.
No, not
It's not a
analytically.
series.
So, that being
But
said,
it's every episode is it's basically like a twisted thing that happens but everything has somewhat of a technological generalized basis of it. Like it's not all futuristic-y and stuff, and like I said, some episodes are, but it's just a very good show.
very good.
It's very good for twists and like people, like I said, people who like things like Tales from the Crypt or Beyond Belief or The Outer Limits or Twilight Zone would like a show like this. It's
Sounds good.
or even
Sounds
like
good.
the X
Night
Files.
Gallery.
Yep.
Night Gallery is a good one.
I got to remember that. We'll check those out too.
Any episode, I can. The new season just came out.
Oh,
There's
is
only
Black
5
Mirror, is that available on Netflix?
It's a Netflix original show.
It's a Netflix original. Okay, so if you guys got Netflix, you guys got Comcast, go look it up. I heard a rumor, Justin,
Okay.
that you had the chance to test out a very special beta this week. Is that true?
Are you talking about Sea of Thieves?
I am.
Oh, I did.
And can you tell us a little bit about it? We're excited for this game coming out in March, I believe it is.
It is March, yes.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little about Sea of Thieves. Do we have something to be excited for, or what?
I think so, yeah. It sucks that it only lasted a week, but the week was good. And even having as much fun with that beta that I had, and realizing that was only maybe 5% or 10% of what's actually in the game. Like,
Mhm.
most of the stuff was withheld from the beta. And, yeah, I mean, anyone who doesn't know what it's about, it's anyone who ever wanted to be a pirate, this is about as close as it gets without going to jail. Or dying of whatever you get.
Hanging,
Green.
right? Going to the gallows. And walking the planks.
It's basically a large, open MMO, sort of,
Or you might get hooked.
multiplayer online, where I believe it's you and 99 other people are in an open world, huge, vast ocean with a bunch of different islands.
Now, in the beta, did you see the lock spaces that they're going to open up later on? How
No.
big is the map? Did it show you a little piece of it?
They only show you a little piece of it.
Okay, so the map is going to be a lot bigger in the actual release.
Yes, and not only is the map going to be bigger, but there's going to be more stuff filling the map. Like in the beta, for example, there were no animals. There was no like wildlife. It was just you, whoever you're playing with, other pirates out at sea that you might run into, and like skeletons, and maybe 4 or 5 NPC characters that are your shopkeeper, your quest guy that'll give you your tasks, and
Now I'm taking you have to go to a certain location to get your tasks and everything. Or is there little towns all over?
there's
the
towns
map?
all over. There are outposts, as they
Outposts
call
all
them,
over
that
maps,
are or
okay.
sanctuaries or whatever that are basically all the same.
Is and the PvP free in the outpost?
Another way
No
around.
attacking people. Is
No,
it?
you could be. Here's the thing: in the beta,
What's hard about
they
it,
only
you gotta
left
figure out how
one
to
of the
do each
quest
one.
options, which is the
Each
treasure
one's
hunter.
different.
The only
Yeah,
guild master
like-
or
like
quest
that one,
giver
last
guy
one.
that you can go talk to is
You I had to separate everything.
the money
But
guy.
I
So
didn't
you
know
have
you were
his
supposed to
missions
put
are
one thing on
always
one
go
side,
to
one
this
thing on the
island,
other. I was putting
follow
them
these
together.
either set of riddles
After I figured
or
it out, all
clues. They give you maps. You have to
Separate.
use compasses and look at the maps and find out which islands they are and stuff. And you find treasure chests in them. And you actually have to bring the treasure chest back onto your ship and bring them all the way back to wherever you got that quest and exchange it for money.
Okay.
But they could be a guy sitting right outside the door waiting for you to come up there and kill you and take it and sell it.
And what does
yourself.
money do for you in the game? What does the currency get you?
In the beta, there wasn't that many options. There's just things you could buy to slightly customize your guy, whatever tools you have.
Now, can you
Look different.
customize your ship? Can you customize, can you make
In
a
the
pirate?
actual game, you can, but in the beta, you were not allowed to.
Okay, but in the game, they're going to release
Yes.
ships that you can build.
In the beta, it would generically give you a guy, and then throughout that week that the beta was out, if you could accumulate your money and buy.
Now, what about-
a select few of things like a coat or something?
What
or
about
hat.
a creative, like a creative character mode? Are they going to have that, or it's going to be like a default pirate?
To be honest with you, I'm not really sure.
Is there a gender switch? Can you choose a woman pirate or a man pirate?
Yes. Well, in the beta,
Oh.
like I said, there were.
Weird.
It would randomly assign you one. You could be a woman though, or a man,
No.
Okay.
or a big manly looking woman, or a big womanly looking man.
Oh, so you don't choose the machine chose for you
Yes.
in the beta.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
But from actual EA footage and things I've looked up, I would say yes, you can, because I've seen other people look
Okay.
a lot different.
And I understand that this game is played on the Xbox One and PC. Am I correct?
Yes, and it's also cross-platform. So anyone that is playing on PlayStation or Xbox rather can also play with anyone that's on the computer as
On
well.
the computer, on the PC.
Yes,
Okay, that's very good. So it's not available on PlayStation.
it is not.
Okay.
Well, that's one thing I also think deserves mentioning is I'm really proud of to see at least a little step towards progress and less towards greed in the game industries, all pretty much coming together and agreeing to just share their networks and servers.
Yeah. Well, hopefully one day we can all have, one company make one great system. Come together as a team and just make something mind blowing.
I think they should do that with everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like
Yeah,
like just super communism right
yeah.
there.
Yeah. Well, that's what they should do. And I also heard that you got a chance to play Monster Hunter Worlds. I'm very, very jealous. I have not been able to download it yet, but I will tonight.
I've been playing it for a while. I have it now. It's already out. So
Yep.
I'm currently playing it not as we speak.
All
But
right. Well, I'll be playing it tonight, folks. So if you're going to be on, meet me. Contact me through Facebook.
it does have
That has the vagina monster. So
yes with his mucous membrane.
if you're afraid of mucous membrane vagina monsters, do not play this game. But if you don't care about vagina very much, play it. Andrew, that's you. Play this game. All right. So you say that this game is hard. Though.
Andrew.
It's hard for people who don't play a lot of games like this to take in all the different things you can do. Just the hub
What would
itself
you do if you
is
looked at that message from Andrew?
you get all these different numbers and stats and you just hundreds and hundreds of items that you can get. You can craft them all together and make other items. Plus, it's a game where it's designed to be played with multiple people. So in later stages in the game, you will find that fighting
So
anything
It's an
is
MMO.
extremely difficult.
but it doesn't have to be. So it's like something like Warcraft, World of Warcraft, where you can pretty much get away with questing by yourself. But if you really want the good stuff, you really want to get further in the game, you're gonna have to party with people.
Kind of, but it's nothing like World of Warcraft.
Well, I'm trying to say like the basics. Like you can play a solo game. It's
Oh,
not,
yes.
right? But would it be impossible to beat a certain creature without the help of others?
No.
It won't be impossible?
No.
Oh, so it won't be. So if as long as you have the right level, the right talent, you can beat this monster that you're hunting.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's good. That's good then. So you don't need to put
It's
rings
meant to be
together.
hard. It's meant to be like you're supposed to literally.
I
hunt
hear
things.
these monsters
And-
that you hunt are tanks. Just badass tanks.
Oh, that's the thing. If you play with another person, it's twice as hard.
Yeah.
If you play, not twice as hard, but twice as strong.
Yep.
If you play with 3 or 4 people, it'd be 3 or 4
So the
times
the
stronger.
monster's strength
and health and defense and everything will
goes based upon your party size.
Yes, but the thing is, when you have other people doing different things with different roles, healing and distracting it from hitting you, it's just so much easier.
Okay.
Than when you just have this one guy that's the size of the whole screen
Okay.
jumping on you at all times.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. But unfortunately, everything can't be all honey, glory, and honey sticks.
Well, it's called Monster Hunter. I mean, it should live
Well,
up to its
Monster
title.
Hunter is good, but we're talking about not all glorious games. Maybe they have a potential to be a good game, but I understand that you played a game called Hello Neighbor that might be glitchy as hell.
It is, but it's still a good game for what it is. I would never expect that game to be anything more.
I understand
than
you
what it
beat
is.
the game within 5 seconds.
Oh, I did, but that was through a glitch, and it was probably realistically more like 4 minutes, but still,
And how long
the game
does-
itself is already only three levels
As far as I
Okay.
get on.
so it's not a very long game, and it's not a very like expensive showboaty
Too
game.
hard.
It is what it is.
Okay.
It's like a very indie game.
And this is on this. Do you know what platform this is available on?
It might be on all of them, to be honest with you.
All platforms.
It might be
okay.
on Steam, PlayStation, everywhere.
Okay.
What level are you on now?
Hello Neighbor, right?
And it's basically just a puzzle solving game.
Yep.
You try to find a way to from point A to point B in this guy's house, and all you can do is pick things up and throw them or put them down.
Now, why are you in this guy's house? Or why?
There's no dialogue in the cutscenes that explain. You're just kicking up all down the street, and then you hear something going on, and you see him like throwing somebody in a basement, like kidnapping another kid or something. Then he sees you, and then the game
Get it out,
starts.
hon.
And you just have to sneak. If the neighbor finds you while he's walking around, or he'll go up to you and grab you, and then it'll start you right back. But this time he'll put cameras in certain spots or board up certain
Oh, so it gets
areas.
hotter and hotter. So
It
you don't
gets
wanna
harder
get
and
caught.
harder.
Okay, that's
So,
pretty.
so every time you get caught, he like wises up to what you're doing.
Is this the full game, or is this like a beta? Or is this
It is the full game.
is this a full
Something
game?
like
Are they going to
Neighbors
be
from Hell.
add-ons for that, or
I'm not sure, but if I don't know how much the game costs. I got it for
What?
free, but I'm sure it's not much. It must cost
Something like
$5.
Neighbors from Hell.
oh,
Probably costs like $5 or something. I doubt it's. I doubt it's a
Okay,
game worth writing a complaint about.
you
because
guys do
you know
the
what it is.
judge. Try it out. Look at it. Look some videos up, reviews about it. If it looks interesting to you, go check it out. But you've been listening to Phone Radio, Paranormal Hunters of New England, live from New Bedford. It is 37 degrees outside. And if you're going out, bundle up because it is chilly. Today we were talking about creepy stories. I hope you enjoy them. And I gave you some reviews of games and movies. We hope you go and check those out. Leave a message on our board. Let us know what you want to talk about. Tell us what interests you. Next time we come back, we're going to talk about conspiracy theories and chemtrails. Should be a good show. We're going to have a guest on, Jonathan Fernandez. And Justin should be joining us as well. Until then, everybody, I am Michael Tomaso. Love you all. Take care. And thank you for joining us here on
What's Jonathan Fernandez
Phone
talk about?
Radio.